So, Jonesy, here in Canada, we kind of roll our heads every once in a while when we hear stuff out of Vancouver. Is it the same south of the border when it comes to the Philadelphia Flyers?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of conversation about the team, probably more than there was even last year. And last year they were a lot worse. I mean, they were blowing out on numerous occasions. This year they're in every game. They're tied in the third period or down by one every time they step on the ice. And then the majority of the games they end up losing, but they're a lot more interesting. And they've got a head coach that keeps them interesting. And, his plan is to get them better through this year and build for next and kind of do it on the fly. And, so far the wins aren't there, but the competitive side of the team is far, far greater than it was in the past.
So to inspire some of that, Jonesy, he recently scratched Kevin Hayes, I believe, leading the team in scoring. Where do you fall on the side of scratching a prominent player like that on a team that's, kind of struggling as is?
Surprised that he scratched him only because the game before he benched him in the third period against the Devils, and the Flyers won the game. So I was curious where he would go from there. He sat on the bench. They won. So what do? What message do you send to the rest of the players on your team? And some of those players have been scratched before, including Tony DeAngelo. Some have been benched for a period before, like Travis Konechny. And I wondered if he would take the next step with it, and he took the next step with it. And then it became more news than it probably would have had he put Hayes back in the lineup. But that's John Tortorella. His messaging is with a purpose, and he's going to do whatever it takes to try to get everybody on the same page. And at some point, he's going to ruffle feathers, but he's not worried about it. He's going to coach the team the way he wants to coach it.
Jonesy, Chuck Fletcher is the general manager there. You assume when the Flyers or Chuck signed Tortorella, it was to add a face to the Flyers in transition years. And maybe he could rekindle the interest. I know sellouts were an issue. No question that he became, in many ways, the face the moment they signed him. But it doesn't appear like, at least there's a fan base there that are buying in that Chuck gets this time as well to rebuild. There's a lot of people that, in Flyerland that want to see a change at a general manager. Is he feeling that pressure? Does he have pressure on him? Is his job on the line there?
I would say without question, and I do think, it's 100% accurate that the fans are fine with Tortorella, but they have not given Chuck Fletcher any room. I mean, he is under the gun here without question. And he's got a guy in the wings in Danny Briere that's, just sitting there kind of as his assistant right now, gaining all kinds of experience. And there's many Flyer fans that I think are hoping that Danny Briere becomes the general manager at some point. So I would say there's no doubt that this is a high-pressure situation, but the problem that Chuck has is this team's not going to win a lot of games this year based upon the talent that's in the lineup and based upon the injuries to, some of the players that you would be expecting to help this team, battle for a playoff spot, like Couturier and like Atkinson, who now is out for the season, and like Ryan Ellis, who's played 4 games for the Flyers since they acquired him a year and a half ago.